What's up, dude?
What's up, my friend? It is freaking hot outside.
Yeah, jeez, I tell you, man.
Last time we were this hot, we were wearing camouflage.
What's up, guys? Brian.
Up? Jesse here.
Watching MMA the hard way. And we are finally about to see another heavy UFC card. UFC 152 coming up.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. We obviously we didn't get to see 151.
No.
But boy, oh boy, this is a really stacked card, 152.
It's got some nice stuff going on. It's got some really nice stuff. Like, they almost, like in a way without knowing, they kind of made up for 151. You know?
Yeah. You know, before we get into that, I wanted to talk about the Ultimate Fighter 16, Carwin Nelson.
It looks very interesting. A lot of KOs.
Yep. 2-hour premiere happened on Friday. And it was interesting. You know, there's a guy out of Alaska. There's guys all over the country.
Yeah.
Also interesting, 170 guys. These guys are... they're big enough to, you know, be able to throw serious heat, but as fast as like a lightweight in terms of, you know, I just think welterweights are some of the most exciting fighters to
It's
watch.
an interesting weight class because they have that speed, and they have the speed of the 155, like you said, and they have the power.
Yeah.
They have the power.
So, looking at the results, here's a few things that stood out for me. Those first 3 fights.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me wonder, you know, you look at the first fight, Dom Waters, Kevin Novicic, I think is what it is, how it's pronounced. 32-second, boom. That guy ends up being Nelson's number one pick.
Yep.
And the second one, Michael Hill, he ends up TKO in the first round, number 2 pick for Nelson, you know. And then the third one, Bristol Marunde, he ends up getting that slick guillotine submission, number 2 pick for Carwin. You know, so the first 3 fights, actually the first 4 fights, all those guys were either top, you know, first or second choice,
third choice. Yep.
And I was thinking, I wonder if they kind of, because you know when the show starts, they want to...
kind of like balance it out maybe, or is that what you're thinking?
I'm just thinking, I mean, how did they know that these fights were going to be... Because we know that they showed them in the actual order. We know that. They didn't just manipulate those. Those were the actual order that they took place. But it was like, wow, did they see these guys and go, man, this... I mean, I actually, if they did manipulate what they, you know, if they did position them for a high impact, I say that's really good.
That's really good. And you never know also if you know, before the when the names are, when the list comes out, who's going to make it, the tryouts or whatever, you never know if, you know, if Carwin or Nelson kind of go back and kind of like research these guys and see what they're all about, maybe some tape or whatever. You know, you never know.
Yes, with some of the guys, you know, there's so many guys, they train at different camps, and
there are a few of them from Las Vegas too.
Yeah.
So the name does, you know, people's names do get passed around in Vegas. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys who are about to try out and they're out of Vegas, they might, you know, head on over to Nelson and go, hey Nelson, I'm going to try out for Ultimate Fighter. Remember my face, blah blah. I mean, you just never know. You just never. But all in all, I'm looking forward to it. You know, the jiu-jitsu guy, you know, they got this, I'm trying to think of his name, but was one of Forrest Griffith's coaches on the Forrest Griffith Ultimate Fighter when he was a coach.
Cameron Diffley.
Yes, and I mean, he was just, I mean, he just got that lock, and that's it. You could not let go. And I felt bad for the guy. The guy he fought was from Hawaii or whatever. Yeah, I felt bad for him because he was fighting for his family, but you know, it is what it is. I'm looking forward to the season. So let's get to the meat and potatoes. What are you looking forward to this UFC coming up?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, I'm like anyone else. You know, I want to see the main event.
Yeah, Belfort Jones. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I love watching John Jones fight, and I
want to know how.
I'm not. The thing is, I'm not a big John Jones fan though. But I did watching him fight. it's just one of those things. You know it's going to be unusual. It's going to be different. It's just the way
you want to kind of see, and you're thinking like, what's he going to pull out of his bag of tricks? You know, and then I mean, he's going up against you know,
stinking alien
Vitor. I mean, you know, Vitor might not have the reach, but he's got that speed, and he knows how to get in and out. He's a good counter striker. Yes, he got caught with Anderson Silva on that kick, but other than that, he's a phenomenal striker.
Yeah, and with being
training
all the time
too.
with Rashad.
Yeah,
you know, you never know what's going to happen. You know, we've talked about that matchup a few times. I was thinking maybe we could talk about the rest of the card.
Yeah,
I think a big one is Bisbing Stann.
Yeah. How do you see that playing out?
Man, I mean, Stann is durable, and Bisbing is durable, and
I see it being either a 5-round war or someone's going to get a quick KO in the second round.
I mean, you know, I can envision Stann knocking Bisbing out by catching him if they're going at it, but I can also envision Bisbing just using his footwork. He's got great footwork.
Yeah.
Really good.
Very elusive.
Boxing, his Muay Thai, it's just
very good head movement.
Better. And the other thing is his heart. I mean, Bisbing, up till, I don't know, maybe a couple of fights ago, Bisbing was the only guy in the UFC that I flat out stinking hated. But I cannot believe that I'm talking about him the way I am right now.
You gotta respect it.
I got a lot of respect for him actually after the Mayhem fight. I think I just went.
I mean, not that he's looking past the fight with Stann, but I saw him when he was talking to John Anik, I believe. He was saying, you know, which fight would like to do. He says, I'd like to do the Dan Henderson fight one more time. So it means he's not scared to go back in there.
Brian Stann has never been.
No, I'm sorry, Bisbing.
Yeah,
that's the one fight he'd like to do the Dan Henderson fight all over again.
Yeah.
You know, so he's not afraid to stand and bang, and you know, and
he's always had that confidence to himself. I respect that. Has Brian Stann ever been knocked out?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't remember him being knocked out. I know he's knocked out some people that you know, they're like, wow, when he knocked out Chris Lieben. You know, no one's ever knocked out Chris Lieben except for Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
You know, so the other one that calls my attention, of course, is you know, you have Cub Swanson versus Oliveira.
You know,
that's going to be good too.
Swanson is one of those version 2.0 guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
He's and for
durable.
Me, he's one of my OC guys.
Yeah.
You know,
he comes from your neck of the woods.
And you know, and we're seeing, it's like the revolution of spirit that you hope takes place in some of these guys, and it has taken, everyone's always just like oh gosh,
like when GSP got knocked out by Little Matt Serra and he became GSP 2.0.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna see GSP 3.0 after this. You know, this
Cub just looks so good in his last.
He's very strong. And then we also have Demetrious Johnson Benevidez.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is that is, well, I got two ways of thinking about that. That's either going to be one of the greatest fights in history, or it's just going to be this total
up against the wall.
Yeah, with a couple of guys trying to
grinding out.
Yeah, you know, balancing each other's thing out with. But the thing is that we know Benevidez.
He's got KO power.
Yeah.
He's got KO power. For being small, the way he is, he's got KO power. So.
And Mighty Mouse isn't known as a. No. You know, I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out.
I could see if Demetrious Johnson, you know, coming in now trying to counter strike and, you know, jumping in pitter patter. Yeah. And I could kind of see it in my mind, the play that Demetrious Johnson's gonna come in for a quick strike, and Benevidez is gonna catch him in the chin. I kind of can see that happening.
Yeah, I can see that happening too. I mean, if it comes down to a point war, probably Mighty Mouse, but you know, that would stink. You know, to be the inaugural champion via unanimous decision.
I hope Demetrious Johnson doesn't fight the way Clay Guida did against. I'm trying to think of his name. It's freaking food coma here. It's kicking in. When he was fighting against. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
The guy who was training against all the takedown defense with wrestling.
Gray Maynard.
Oh my God, thank you. But I hope Demetrious Johnson doesn't pull a Clay Guida. Just a lot of movement, coming in, feints, and doesn't really do no damage. You know, I hope it doesn't happen that route. But that's going to be a good fight.
Those guys both want it bad. I know Benevidez has felt like he's the flyweight champion.
Yes, he does.
Magles.
I was about to say, and Igor, that's going to be, I think that's going to be a sleeper fight. That's going to be a fight that's just going to sneak up on you. Might be, you know, fight of the night, you know.
I think that, I think it's going to play out exactly the way the odds makers are thinking, and that Vinny's going to get the submission. You know, we always want to sit there and go, well, I don't think he's going to get a submission. Igor's going to step the takedown because he's
talking about an Abu Dhabi champion.
The guy isn't just good. He's
at another level.
Yeah, for like more than 1 year to win Abu Dhabi. You know, I mean, guys like him, guys like
they're on the same level like Braulio Estima. They're just at a. You have jiu-jitsu guys, and then you have like jiu-jitsu specialists.
Yeah, Damien Maya.
You know, another one. Anderson Silva didn't want to go to the ground with him at when they fought at. Remember when they fought at Abu Dhabi? That's why he was running around pretending to be a plane. Then you also have. I'm kind of looking forward to this one too. You have Evan Dunham versus T.J. Grant.
Yeah, I got Dunham all the way. I mean, he got knocked out a while back.
Yeah, he did.
And everyone, you know, he was supposed to be the second coming and all this stuff. I still think he is. This is an unexpected phone call that we're going to get rid of.
Undivided attention to you, my friends.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, I think I'm also looking forward to seeing Evan Dunham fight because I think whatever
he had a setback, but
yeah, that's all it was.
It happens.
Yeah.
But I'm just you know the fights that we're talking about. I'm just kind of thinking in my brain how they're gonna play out, and you know I'm just curious how Vitor's gonna get past that reach and just get in.
Oh, one more thing. You know, last time we were talking about Glover Rampage and how Rampage. Fabio Maldonado, they made it happen. Oh man,
it's going to be a bang fest.
That never would have come up on my short list, but that's going to be awesome.
It's going to be really good.
Those guys,
they bang, they fight. I
forgot about that guy. Maldonado was a beast.
Yeah, I mean they're going to stand and bang. They're, you know, these guys, they might start out with an actual game plan, but by the time the first couple strikes land, they're like, okay, screw the game plan. I'm going to just kick this guy's ass.
That's a fight. That's a fan fight.
Yeah.
I tweeted Dana White. I'm sure, you know, and I want to tell myself it's my tweet that made it happen. Because shortly after my Dana White tweet, it was officially announced.
And it just
that the fight was going to happen.
I remember you were telling me about that, and then when you told me, I was like, in my back of my mind, like, did Dana listen to you?
Yeah.
Did he, like, seriously, like, whoa, why didn't we think about that?
Me and 50,000 other people tweeted him, you know. It's
but you know what? I'm sure his name was probably bounced around, and it's just, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's going to be an exciting fight.
It's neat that the fact that Dana has publicly stated that there's several fights that got put in place because of the Twitter reaction. And that's really great because he's at the point of the spear. He gets tons and tons of flack. But, you know, like it or not, I mean, he's primarily responsible for the bulk of what we've been seeing. I mean, they've got an excellent team, though. I mean, you got Sean Shelby being working with Joe Silva. They need to have two matchmakers because they're, you know, you put on 44 fights, 44 events. You know, that's like 500 fights. You got to match up.
You have to go out and do your homework.
500 fights you got to match.
That's insane.
1,000 dudes.
That's insane.
I mean, when you think about it like that, you know.
But yeah, it's this UFC is gonna be really exciting. I mean, I'm stoked for it. You know, I know I still go back and it's like kicking a dead horse, but I'm just wondering how Vitor's gonna get in there because he's got that phenomenal striking, he's got the speed, he's got the footwork, and it's just the reach, you know. But
I gotta tell you, dude, my opinion, John Jones is gonna handle him.
I was thinking, I think he might sub him. I don't know why, but just something tells me he's gonna sub him. He's not gonna go for a TKO or KO. I think he's going to try and sub him.
Those limbs. Remember, you know, the Gracie breakdowns. They did the Gracie breakdown on the fight against Machida and how he was able to pull off the guillotine from the side the way he did because
which
of his
is
wingspan.
no one saw it coming. And he just snapped out, and we're like, what? I mean, it just came out of nowhere.
It was like this inverted thing. He has, John Jones has so many ways to win.
Yeah, he's got a lot of tools. I think
it's his fight to lose. And, I mean, it would be awesome to see Vitor win, but...
And it's funny because I was reading a blurb. Chael Sonnen still...
Yeah, hoping
he's still hoping that Vitor gets injured or something. Not hoping, but he's always coming across saying, you know, Vitor, you know,
think about it though.
He always gets hurt.
If something does happen to Vitor, there is no way in hell that Jones is going to turn down a Sonnen fight.
He can't.
Not after 151.
No, you can't, and then for Cho to be putting him on blast and saying, you know what, I'm training, so there's no reason for him to, you know, look me over, you know, pass me up. So. Yeah.
Oh, well. Hey, that's all the time we got. Again, we appreciate your comments. Share this with your friends. Subscribe. And I got to tell you, the filming of Class of One is going fantastic. And did a great interview with Rob Emerson. Check out OC Fight Club, and you will know that Tito Ortiz is now part owner of that. That thing is about to blow up. And Rob Emerson's going to be fighting in 2 weeks on that OC Fight Club card, and then he's got another fight I think in November, and then he wins both of those, he's back in the UFC.
Nice.
He is a beast, dude. That interview, you'll see it. He was fighting pancreas. He was fighting open hand to the face.
That's old
closed
school.
hand to the body. Closed hand to the body. I mean,
that's just old school.
You know, he one of the things he told me in the interview, he said, you know, back then, there were guys that were, if you called yourself a fighter, you actually were fighting. And these days, guys train MMA and they call themselves a fighter. But all they're really doing is training. They're not competing. And I was like, oh, I never really thought about it like that. But that guy is a legit fighter.
He's you know, I'm hoping he comes back to the UFC. I'm really hoping.
He's got an entirely new mindset. Just wait. So check out OC Fight Club and check out Rob Emerson's fight. I think he's just gonna talk about your phrase, put a stamp on it.
Put a stamp on it.
He's gonna put a stamp on it. I can guarantee you that. And actually, I'm gonna be there backstage, getting right there in the moment footage at the OC Fight Club.
You always go to these cool things, man.
A lot of hard work, dude. A lot of hard work.
I'm just waiting for the groupies to come out of nowhere. Jeez.
Groupies are overrated. I gotta tell
goodness.
You, dude. Hey, man. Take it easy, everybody.
Nice seeing you guys.
See you next week.
Take care.
Take care.